Good morning, everyone. That was a little weird. I don't know if I like that flow I went for, but anyways, good morning, guys. So for today's episode, I'm gonna start off again with a little story, and this is a story that most people will identify with because we all go through it in some form or another. And that is actually I won't say it. I'll just go through the story. So in medical school, this is something I don't think I've actually revealed in public before. So this will be quite vulnerable actually. And that is that medical school. Just to take a step back, in medical school, there's a few exams that you have to take in order to become a physician. And in med school, there's something called step 1, step 2. And step 3 is something you take already, most people take in residency. So I was thankfully able to pass step 1, and I was studying super hard for step 2. I was doing my clinical rotations. I was having some difficult times, but to be quite honest, I kind of got apathetic for a little bit about med school and about studying and about, doing the work. And I didn't study maybe as well as I could have. And I thought I took the second exam, and I felt pretty good about it, but I wasn't sure. And I remember this quite vividly because everyone had opened up their emails to check their scores for their boards exams, and I looked at mine, and all it said was a big F. And I already had gone through school, done pretty well in school and college, and so failing as a medical student and knowing the repercussions, just so you guys know, when, for those who aren't in the medical field, when you fail a boards exam, that's like a red mark. That's like you're blacklisted. That's like it's much harder to get into a residency program after that. And so when I saw that F, I felt all of the things, all of the pieces that, my future was going to be destroyed, that I wasn't going to be able to match into residency, that I had my apathy and my lack of work and effort had ultimately caused me to not be able to become a doctor, which was my goal, right? And so all of this effort I put into just like crumbled into smithereens. I felt like total shit for the next few days. But there was something in me that instantly knew that even though I had fallen, it was really important to not only get back up, but to use this as motivation to work even harder and to push towards my dreams and push towards my goals. So in the next few days, something had changed in me, and I became incredibly motivated. I decided, I'm just going to set up my next exam within the next month and a half. I set a date, and I just started going. I woke up in the morning. I was studying. I was doing my clinical rotations and working in the office and seeing patients. And then I kept studying some more, and I just would not stop. And I kept pushing myself, and I just went for it. And the fast forward, I passed the exam, and I was told at my residency program, literally in the meetings I had with supervisors, oh, Taylor, you're going to need to look at, residencies that are a lot less competitive. You're going to need to think about locations that, would be a lot easier. They started mentioning some rural locations and places that are always open and this and that. And they weren't encouraging me at all. And I heard every time they said that, I was like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to try to go to places I want to go to. I'm going to try to go and put in the effort, and I'm not going to listen to these voices. I need to believe in myself. So it was funny. I didn't even believe in my supervisors, honestly. So, not all my supervisors, some of them did agree and believe in me, but there are a select few. Anyways, so what I want to say is that ultimately what resulted was I matched on my number 1 program, and I was really excited about it. And there were a lot of things I did to get there. But the biggest thing was believing in myself, even through the fall. So I tell you that story because number 1, most people are ashamed of talking about their failures, specifically in medical school. It's even more usually it's more shameful. And number two, you're going to fall. And this is a story about falling. You know, everyone listening to this has fallen. Some of you might be in a location or a place that you have fallen recently, but are you going to keep dropping? Like, the lessons I learned from the fall were so much more powerful than if I just went on and acted like everything was okay. The falls, the parts where things drop off, are where you get to re-examine. It's where you get to reflect. It's where you get to understand, you know, where do you pick up the pieces? You're not always going to be perfect. Things aren't always going to be 100%, and sometimes things fall anyways. But you got to look at the fall. Search for the fall. Look forward to the fall. That's where you grow. That's where your spirit grows. That's where your internal resilience grows. That's where you figure out, crap, let me look at this a little bit differently. Let me see how I can tackle this a little bit better. Let me see how I can operate in life better. Let me see how I can move forward. It's the fall that teaches us the lessons. And if you guys are listening to this story, learn from my fall. Watch other people's falls. Incorporate that into your life. Look for the fall. You know, it's kind of like what I had talked about earlier in the last episode. Fail forward. Fall and look for it and learn from the fall. We're all so afraid. Why are we so afraid? Look for it. Search for the edge points. Search for those areas in your life where you're out of your comfort zone. Find the places where you're like, oh, this is different, and it's a little bit exciting and a little bit unnerving. And you overcome that internal resilience. You see what you're made of. That is what makes life worth living. That's what makes life interesting. And so look for the falls, whether it's failing an exam, falling off, falling literally, or something else where you're dropping in life. Search for the meaning, search for the truth, learn, grow, and keep doing it. This life is awesome. You're awesome. Keep pushing forward. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. If you enjoyed this episode for today, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Literally, it's probably the best way to support us because it helps other people find us and discover us. If you are a medical student and you're looking for another study tool, please check out medflashgo.com. Medflashgo.com is the first voice-based medical question bank for medical students. It's on Amazon Alexa, and it allows you to study on the go using your voice. So please check out medflashgo.com. Have an awesome day, guys.